Good morning, class. Today you're with Miss Jasmine. The thing that we are going to discuss today is something like routine. So, the tense which we use to talk about the routine, that's what we are going to discuss. So, do you have any guess what's going to be the tense? It is present simple. So this tense is going to be really simple if you understand the concept of this. Before we enter into the tense, I want to tell you about the helping verbs that we use in this tense. Either do or does will be used. Remember one thing, when it comes as present tense, there is a chance for us to be confused, thinking that is, am, are, ing, all these things will come to our mind. So just because it starts with present, we'll be confusing ourselves, thinking all these helping verbs, in English term we call them as auxiliaries or auxiliary verbs. In this tense, like that we'll be thinking, but the only verbs that we are going to use in this tense are do and does. So first thing you have to keep about this tenses, verbs, the helping or auxiliary verbs. Then the timing you have to keep in your mind, because it is very, very important. Before you talk about something you should keep in your mind is about what and when am I talking. So the key word for this particular tense is always. Why did I choose this word always? Just because this word explains everything. For an example, all the time frequencies, they come under this one word, like once a while, like once a month, once a week, every Friday, every Saturdays, once a year, twice a year, thrice a year, once in a monsoon, once in a blue moon. So all these kind of time frequencies that come under like this word called always. So keep this in your mind. Whenever we are going to talk about a routine, something which is going to happen again and again, which happens again and again, then we are supposed to choose this particular timing and fix this in your mind. The next thing we have to know about this particular tense, present simple, is what form of verb do we use in this tense? We call it as infinitive form or base form. I always go for this particular word called base. Why? Because if a base word is not there, we won't be able to make another word adding ing or ed, all these things. So I choose to call this particular form as base form. For an example, I have given a few words here: cook, celebrate, bake, eat, revolve, set, give, burst, make, and etc. So these are all a few words that we can take as example for this tense. And the next thing that we are supposed to keep in our mind is when, the usage of this tense. So let us see, when can we use present simple tense? It is actually, we have a lot of tons of things where we can use this particular tense, but the main three things I want to let you know, because that's the base of using this particular tense when we speak. So when an action is repeated in a routine, we are supposed to use this particular tense, and we can just classify them into three things. Number one, habitual action. Number two, custom. And number three, universal fact. Let me tell you what is a habitual action. Every day, what do we do? It is just like explaining our habits. I like to eat this, I love to do that. I wake up early in the morning, I go to bed late at night. like this, all those routine that we do every day, they come under habitual action. And custom, like once a while, whatever we do, I celebrate my birthday every year, like birthdays, Christmas days, Diwali days, Pongal day. So all those celebrative things which appears once or twice a year, they come under custom. And the universal fact. Universal fact. What does universal fact mean? Doesn't mean that the whole world knows about the truth. No, it's not like that. Actually, the truth which cannot be changed by man at any cost is called a universal fact. Mama inject the cows to give more milk. Can he inject something to make the cow to give some coffee or tea? That's impossible, because cow gives us milk. Cow is meant to give us milk, and God has created it in that way. And the sun rises in the east. Can I go and ask the sun, no, stop for a day, just go to west and come from the west? Can I ask the sun for a day to change its routine? No way. No matter, nothing is going to be changed. That is the truth. So those things are called universal fact. A fact which can never be changed by a man at any cost. The next thing is, so let us see with what is the present simple tense composed of. Number 1, helping verb, either do or does. Number 2, the key word, always. Number 3, the form of verb, base form. And number 4, when can it be used? When can we use present simple tense? So when an action is repeated in a routine, we can use this tense. Let's get into it. So before getting into this, I want to let you know that if you have the habit of learning tense as the way it is given from your book, and because I'm not going to follow the same style of teaching which your English teacher teaches you right from your kindergarten. My style is going to be a bit different, and I want you to prepare yourself to listen and understand that. The formulae that which we see for this particular tenses, the formula means I always apply the verb along with the helping verbs. So how do they make a combination? That's what we are going to see. So do plus wash, wash. Does plus wash, washes. Why? Because this does is merged with wash and it comes as washes. And the do merges with wash and it still remains wash. Do plus not plus wash will become don't wash. Does plus not plus wash will become doesn't wash. So please don't confuse yourself. It is a very simple formula. So you can keep this in your mind right now. Here comes, we are going to see that how are we going to use the pronouns to learn this tense or to use this tense like that, as well as in what way can we make sentences and questions. Probably we have two types of sentences, like positive and negative sentences, and questions like yes or no type and WH type. So this is what we are going to see. So first thing, I, the first pronoun is I, you, we, they, he, she, it. Actually, I have grouped them up like I, you, we, and they as one group, and then he, she, it, us, another group. Why? Because I am the first person talking to you, you are the second person, and we both are going to deal with the helping verb called do. So we are not going to add this here. Remember, I, you, we. And when we see a group of people, when they are in plural, they'll be mentioned as they. So they will be added along with us. So I, you, we, they are grouped up to be with the helping verb do, and he, she, it, which means the third person singular, they are all grouped up to be used with, to be combined with the helping verb does. Let's see how to make a positive sentence. What does a positive sentence mean? What do we do? That is positive. What we don't do? That is negative. The first example, let us see. I drink water. I drink water. And the negative sentence I have written as I don't drink coffee. You may ask me, why have you written I don't drink coffee? You're supposed to write I don't drink water, right? Like that. But let me tell you, if I'm going to come to you and if I'm going to tell you I drink water, and just right after that if I'm going to tell you I don't drink water, won't you be confused? Is she crazy? Won't you think like this? So do you drink water or not? This will be the question that you will ask me next. So this is, we are actually talking about the spoken form. So you're not supposed to apply exactly what is given in the book as written form, like I drink water, I don't drink water, because that doesn't make sense. They're actually teaching us how to use don't in a sentence, that's all. They're not teaching us how to speak it. So here I'm letting you know how to speak it. I drink water, but I don't drink coffee. That's the thing. So to ask this, how do we ask? Just think, as I told you, do is the helping verb that is used along with the pronoun called I. If somebody is going to ask me a question, how will it be? Suddenly we may ask, do you drink water? Do we go and ask like, do I drink water? No. Sometimes when we are alone, when it is necessary, when we forgot something, we may ask ourselves like this. Do I do this? Oh, why do I do this? All these things we talk to ourselves. Do we go to others and do we use a question like, do I do like that? No, not at all. So the right form of question to ask for this particular sentence is, do you drink water? So when we have no idea, we can ask, what do you drink? See the positive sentence, I drink water. See the negative sentence, I don't drink coffee. So this particular thing is talking about water and coffee, the thing which we are mentioning, right? So what should be the WH question? What do you drink? Because water is a thing, coffee is a thing. We cannot ask who do you drink there, right? Because we are not talking about a person here, but we are talking about a thing here. So the WH question can be started with what? See the second example, you play cricket often. You don't play football often. The question can be like, do you play cricket often? Of course. Here also we use do you only. Why? Because we cannot go and ask another person with some other pronoun, you know. If I'm going to ask you a name like, do you play cricket? This is the only way that I can ask you. Can I put apart from that? Can I ask? No, I can ask somebody else mentioning your name. That may come under third person. So when it comes to second person, it's always do you. So please don't forget this. Let us see the WH question. See here, you play cricket often, you don't play football often. So we are talking about cricket and football here. So what are we supposed to ask? What do you play often? We go to the market once a week. We don't go to the market twice a week. Do you go to the market once a week? And how often do you go to the market? So here I'm going to give you work. You can read all the examples which I have given. I'm going to give you like 4 minutes of time, and you might be seeing the first sentence where I have highlighted the word called water, and then in the negative sentence it's coffee, and in WH question it's what. Why? Because just because we are talking about water and coffee, and I have highlighted what kind of WH word do we use to mention this, to make a question over there. Just like that, you're going to read out each sentence and you're going to give me the reason or give me the answer what are we going to use in the WH question, or is it correct? You're going to check it and you're going to explain me about what am I talking or comparing in the positive and negative sentences. So are you ready? Here we go. Your time starts now. I believe you must have done with this answering things. So how many of you have written the correct answer? Shall we check it out? Here it goes. As I have explained until the second sentence, let us jump to the third one. We go to the market once a week. We don't go to the market thrice a week. Do you go to the market once a week? How often do you go to the market? Why are we putting often over there? Why are we adding often over there? Just because we are talking about the time frequencies here, like once a week and thrice a week. It comes under frequency of time. So often is the perfect word to ask a question about frequency of time. So let us go on to the next sentence. They bake cake on Christmas Day. They don't bake cake on Diwali Day. When do they bake cake? That is the question. Why have I written when over there? Let us come to the positive sentence. Here, the day mentioned is Christmas Day, and in the negative sentence, the day mentioned is Diwali Day. That is how we have made positive and negative sentence, which means we bake cake on Christmas Day exactly, but we don't do this on any other celebrations. Christmas is meant for cake. No, cake is meant for Christmas. That's the truth. Cake is meant for Christmas. So the right word to put over there is when. So let us see the next sentence. He celebrates his mom's birthday every year, and he doesn't celebrate his birthday every year. So what can we ask here? See here, his mom's birthday or his birthday. So whose birthday is the right formation over there? So whose birthday does he celebrate every year? She throws a party on her birthday. She doesn't throw a party on her wedding day. So let us compare. She throws a party on her birthday. We are talking about birthday. She does something on her birthday, and she doesn't do something on her wedding day. So here the timing is changed. So what word can we mention for the appropriate to get this particular answer? When does she throw a party is the right question. The earth revolves around the sun. The sun revolves around the earth. What revolves around the sun is the right answer. Let me tell you, the first three pronouns I've made it with routine, I mean habitual actions. And the next three pronouns I've made it with custom. In the last it, I mean only one third person singular, I've tried it with universal fact. Like this, make a tabular column and then try to make 7 different positive sentences and try to make negative sentences for them, yes or no questions for them, as well as WH questions for them. I believe you must have got an idea about this present simple tense, and I hope so you will use it without any mistakes hereafter. See you in the next class. Until then, bye from Jazz. Thank you for listening to me.